Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about the few things that I do to get better at slot car racing. Call it practice, call it, technique training, whatever you will. All I know is that sometimes it's a little boring or it gets a little monotonous. Not that it's boring, but it gets a little monotonous and repetitive when you come down here and you race and you're trying to get your time trials. So this is a way I kind of change things up for myself and I get to practice so I can get better at slot car racing and going over to Raul's place all the way to Toronto and try to maybe beat him on his own track. That's just like one of the goals. So let's just talk about what I do to get a little better or what I think is making me better or could help you to get better. I'm not a professional. Please don't, take everything I say like usual with all my videos with a grain of salt, and what it is I think that you might take it from this to get better at slot car racing. Why do I keep jumbling that part? So the first thing I do is practice my braking. So how do I do that? What I do is I take a section of track, or I pick a section of track, or put a little marker or tape on that section and try to get the car to stop dead on that spot. I don't really race around the track. I kind of wait till the last corner. I usually choose a piece of track that's after a corner. You can do it on a straight. Straights tend to, for me, are just like a little easier to do. Not that, I'm perfect at it. That's what makes it fun. It makes it kind of like a little game. So choose yourself a piece of track anywhere or a section, or put a piece of tape and say, I want my car to stop perfectly on that spot. That helps you practice your trigger technique. I'm doing with the thumb, or you guys can use your two front fingers. However you race for you is good for you. And that's how I do it. I set a section, put a piece of tape down, bring the car around and let go and try to consistently get the car to stop as close as possible to that mark, or at least within that section of track, just to learn the curve a bit better. And what I'll do to add a bit of variance is start off with 0 brakes, then go to 20%, then go to 50%, then go to 100%. Go through all the variables. It's fun after a while once you've nailed it down. Even if you don't nail it, it doesn't matter, right? You just do it for 5 minutes and then you try again. I mean, like if you want to take this really seriously and go down and be like, no, my car has to stop exactly on that spot, you can spend hours on here doing that. But I just do it a couple times just to say, like, play a fun game. How many times can I get the car to stop at 50% braking or 0% braking? You really learn and you really get to see how the cars respond and control, and how well your controllers respond to your braking and gas pressing. I don't know how to say these words. You'd think I would have written this down, but no, it's all in my brain, and this is how we roll on this channel. Sorry. Anyway, that's it. So I'll usually choose a corner after a straight, or my chicane that happens to be on a bit of an uphill. So that's a bit of a challenge for me, or my 180-degree turn. And that's it. You just practice braking and you practice getting your car to stop where it is you want. And that should, at least give you a couple of hours of good fun and good entertainment, or at least some new frustrations that I apologize that I, started. But, hopefully you'll be better than me and you'll enjoy it. So the second thing I do is to try to get consistent at my lap times. So let's take a lap time, for example, of 4.5. Instead of trying to beat the 4.5 and getting better and better, what I try to do is I try to stay within the 4.5, 4.6, 4.4. You kind of get the drift. You don't want to be always getting a new, better lap time. You kind of want to be staying within a certain degree, and you're going to know your track. You can, this is to my taste on my track. You guys will figure it out. So just race your car around the track, pick a time, and stick with that time and get it in within a couple of decimal points, faster or slower, and try to stay consistent. If you can keep it, as an example for the 4.5, if you can keep hitting 4.5 after lap after lap after lap, hey man, that's really good. And that kind of leads into the third thing I do, and that's more about stamina. So I'll try to get those consistent laps, but add a bit of timing to it. So I'll put a timer for 5 minutes, go around the track, try to, for 5 minutes time, and see how long, not only how many laps I can do consistently, but how long I can last for. The only reason this is on is because it was brought to my attention that there was a 24-hour race here in Montreal. I didn't end up doing it, but then I thought to myself, I probably should be practicing that. So that's something I just started adding into the routine. If you guys really want to know more about 24-hour races, you should really talk to Nico from That Slot Car Dude. He's really, he's had experience in this and we've had long conversations about it. He really knows his stuff. Not to put him on the spot, Nico, sorry, people want to contact you for that, but you've given me such good advice. I'm still learning about all that stuff, so I just kind of added it, 5-10 minutes. Hopefully I'll be able to get up to 5 hours. That'll probably never happen. I'm just sharing with you guys what's going on. I mean, don't, again, take everything I say with a hefty grain of salt. You know what I mean? We all know that these are my videos and this is what it is. Okay, let's go. The next way I kind of practice and it's not really a way of practicing, but more to get the brain working, is that I turn off all the lights. So I'll race the car with the lights on to see how well my brain can respond and remember what curves are coming up where. At this point, I kind of know my track, but at the same time, it's interesting to see how fast my timings are with the lights on and with the lights off. This is more of a dexterity thing, more of a way to, flip the brain and get it working a different way. And I mean like lights off. There's no lighting on the track. I turn off the LEDs. There's no messing around. I don't do it during the day, obviously, because there's light that comes naturally through my window, as you can see. But literally try turning off the lights and just racing with the lights on in front of the car. It's an interesting way. It's not really a way to practice, but it's kind of like a fun game, and to see how well you can do it and how fast your lap times actually are. And there you have it. Those are a few ways how I practice my slot car racing. Hopefully you guys got something out of this. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe. And like always, guys, remember, if it's good for you, good for you. See you all in the next one.